Hello everyone, we're here with James Summers. So currently you've got 5 books published. You're a self-published author. Your son.
No, you're fine.
Stop it.
Take 17.
It's like one of the hardest things.
I know.
Hello everyone, we're here with James Summers, an author that's currently 5 books published. Also known as a self-published author. Your site calls the books dark psychological. What does that mean in your line of work?
Dark fiction, the stories, a little bit of mind games, a little bit of darkness, not the normal trip to the grocery store. I would, for example, write about the bad things that might happen or could happen to you on that trip to the grocery store. So it's a different take or a skew to how somebody would normally tell a story.
Okay. Now, are there audiobooks or do they come in live?
No audiobooks right now. I am self-published, so I don't really spend for advertising. Audiobook, I've had some people that I've reached out to do some spoilers and some descriptions and synopsis of my books, but nothing available as of yet.
Okay. What are the age range that you would say your books were created for, or is there a certain
Yeah, they're adult. They're definitely adult. I did some research early on, and I did find out that my reader is a woman from approximately like 18 to like 36 years old. Those are the most people that purchase my books. I'm looking to reach out outside of that, and I don't gear toward that, but a couple of my books are almost entirely cast with characters that are women, not gearing into that. One of them just turned out that way. The other one, I really had fun. I had to go out of my way to make it appear that way, and I really had some good success, some good fun with that. So, but no, maybe someday, sure.
Okay, well, some of your books are a little risque. Do you have any type of content warning for the violence or medical trauma, self-harm, etc.?
There are some books that have more of a disclaimer than others. Of course, there is a disclaimer on my website as well, basically stating that there's adult content. As far as that goes, the stories that I write about are adult and mature in nature. Not just your normal. They're not slashers, for as you would think. To that extent, sometimes you really don't see what's going to happen. So it's hard to cover all of that. But yes, definitely for mature readers.
Okay. Now, for the 5 books you've got published, or the ones that are in work, what's the reading order you would recommend? Would your readers start with First Responder or jump to They Heinous first?
Well, the order of the 5 that are published are Breath Reality, Picking Murphys, First Responder. There is also Site 123 and They Heinous. Those are my 2 newest. Now, I have several that I'm sitting on. I'm currently looking for a literary agent and a publisher to not be self-published. Wanted to hold on to those titles, but it depends on what you like. Some are books on self-esteem, some are books on camping. There is a book on investigative reporting, and then there is, of course, First Responder, which is a movie, being geared toward a movie, but a series actually. I'm sitting on books 2 and 3, finishing up book 4 of that story arc now.
Okay, well, in First Responder, how intense are the medical scenes? Like, are we talking gritty realism or more psychological dread?
Okay. So this is going to be awesome. So First Responder is actually about a character who works in the medical field, but he is a vampire. So it's not so much of a first responder hospital emergency room kind of book. It is more to the point to where somebody is driving a car down a long lonely road, and crashes and wrecks, flips it, it catches on fire as they crawl out. They're crawling out, they're able to find their phone yards away, they dial 911, and as this service is called for them to be saved, the vampire is actually the first responder. He is the person that shows up first. And as you crawl and make it out and your car explodes, he would feed on you. He would throw you back in the burning car, and he would hide what he does that way. So he is the first responder, and that is how it progresses, what happens to him, what he does, what he misses, what he enjoys. And then it gets to the point to where it heads on into books 2, 3, and 4. So pretty aggressive, detailed as far as character development, but no, not a typical medical hospital environment.
Okay, well, that sounds really in depth and quite interesting for the readers. No, Halloween is right around the corner. That might be a good book for someone to pick up. As
Right.
for the different series in the First Responder, are there any timelines for the rest of them, or do they kind of coincide with one another? I'm assuming the story continues.
Yes. The moment that First Responder ends, you know that there's more coming. The same is true with First Responder 2. The title for that is called, subtitled Second Chances. And book 3, the subtitle of that is actually Hemoglobin Insecure. So I just love those titles. And they flow seamlessly from book 1 all the way to book 3. Although each book does encompass a certain set of happenings and progression, logical, to gets to the point of book 4 when it moves forward even more. So yeah, more's coming. I'm looking for a literary, like I said, a literary agent and a publisher for those. I'm sitting on those. They are waiting for the right company to move forward. So yeah, I will be putting. In fact, I have a little bit online on my website already. Readers can click on it and get a little teaser, not a spoiler, but a teaser on that. So there's more coming.
Yeah, I definitely can't wait for those to come out. In your other book, They Heinous, your lead is an investigative reporter who's living with a disability. What kind of research did you do for that to portray it, or how did that come about?
Okay, so that book is most of the books I write, almost all of them are personal to some extent. But as far as the handy-capable component of that, I kind of have foot issues myself. I know the things that I've dealt with and the things I've experienced. The character in there is an older lady, kind of middle height, not too tall, not too short, has a walking impairment and uses a walking stick to get by. So now that 100% familiarity. The research part comes to the issues and the situations that I found myself in over the years, and just changed a little bit for that character. Had a little bit of fun with it as well. She's definitely angry and definitely has a way to get by. She's not restricted in any way. So it's very interesting on how she goes through that story. So.
Okay. Now, if First Responder or The Heinous ever went to the big screen, what elements do you think that's a must-have, or if there would be a different way that you would want it portrayed on the big screen versus in your book?
Okay, so all this is up to someone's interpretation. I would love to see someone's take, an individual. There are several people that I think would do my story justice. I think I've even have I've got a couple places on my website that make reference to those who I would prefer to do one book over another, but that's not up to me. I think that the story does give a little bit of leeway. It will bend in the wind instead of break for both of those. I think as long as the character for a vampire is an older gentleman, which is the way my character kind of is in First Responder, and I think that the antagonist in The Heinous is a person that is well, literally flexible in as far as they talk and they dress. Um, Not one overly manly, not overly feminine. That will bode well for both of those stories.
Okay, well, definitely guess we'll stay tuned and hopefully some days one of those, or if not, a different book that you publish, might be able to see it in the theaters.
That'd be great.
Awesome, awesome. Now, for your hobbies, what do you like to do outside of writing?
Ah, used to do a lot of things like camping, fishing, hiking, that kind of stuff. My feet are obstacles to that right now. So, not really a lot of time. I can, for enjoyment, I'm kind of stuck in a recliner a lot, keeping my feet up. So I'm doing a lot of the things in my head that I sometimes I write about things that I would like to do. I do a little bit of journaling, but writing is pretty much a good passion. I'm always thinking about something to do, and several stories down the road is need 3 of me to get enough time to get everything done. But I do like nature. Even if I can't hike, I still like to go and take a tram or a bus ride just to get out there and do the things that I can do. But things are getting better, so it won't always be like that. So
That's definitely good to hear. And that you've got an imagination, you do certain things of what things that you like. So that's kind of some things that different people have in common, and that comes through your books. In closing, you mentioned your books and your site. Where can people buy your books? Online, or is there stores? What's your website?
So the website is peggylanders.com. Peggylanders.com. Inside there, of course, you'll find everything that you need. You can find links to where the books can be purchased. They can be done online. I'm self-published, so it's not to where I'm going to find me on a storefront. There are a couple local book places in downtown New Albany, one proper, that I have some books on the shelf. Pretty much everywhere else, you can get them from your normal online retailers, searching by James H. Summers or by the titles that you can find on the website. For example, First Responder, Bereft Reality, The Heinous. Those are titles that can be searched. And you're going to find me in psychological horror fiction, that kind of, and maybe even in the adult session. In one site, I think, has me there. But pretty much by author and title is the best way to do it. The links are available on my site as well. I found myself in all sorts of unusual places. So it's good to see that people have purchased my book and moved on. I sell books from time to time that I don't read again, or that I have another copy, or if I buy a hardcover, I will sell my soft cover, or I will, if I initially buy a soft cover, I will buy the hardcover, then sell the soft cover. So you're gonna find places like that. I'm not historically published by a house that you may know about. I am definitely self-published, and that's why word of mouth is very important.
Okay, well, it's always good to know where to find books for local or newly authors. That's got a few books out there published that would like to continue writing in the future, and hopefully everything goes well where you're able to publish more for the readers. Before we go, what do you want your readers to know about you? What do you have in the works?
Well, I have I have 2 different books that are outside of my Bereft Reality and First Responder trilogies. First Responder is pretty much complete. I'm waiting to get those books moved forward. Bereft Reality is an extremely large book. It's the first one that I wrote. It is very, very large and detailed. A lot of pop culture references inside of that. That basically is probably 3 books all into itself. So technically, my book 2 is going to come down. Not truly be called book 2. It's very large. So I guess just the way I write, the subjects I choose: camping, crime reporting, serial killers. A lot of my books are local, places that I've been, like Site 123 is actually a normal, a occurrence. It's a place. A lot of places are called. Have numbers. 123 is not anything significant other than the fact that it is actually a legitimate camping site that you can go camp on. It's the place that I enjoyed, and I of course skewed that. I took it from a survival perspective, and instead of a lovely camping holiday weekend, the things that could go wrong on that holiday weekend is what I wrote about. So, a breath reality is women's self-esteem. I am not a woman, no, but I have a good understanding of respect, and also I know what buttons can be pushed, what needs to be avoided, and I pretty much push a lot of buttons. But I can tell you this: Breath Reality is almost an entirely all-woman book. The only two guys in there, one of them is really a good, solid, strong, nice male character. The other one is a male character. Both of them have trouble, so you're going to be looking at what women are actually going to go through, kind of like a Mean Girls kind of mentality, but focused extremely high focus on self-esteem. So just things that I can write about, things I feel. I was in the military. Some of my experiences come into play, carry over as far as that and the writing goes. I love IT. There is a lot of dark web and IT pursuits in 3 of my books to the middle of my writing, and I carry that through. There are characters that have gone through 3 different novels. They have carried over, they've survived, and a crossover, if you will, as well as my vampire. Dr. Stevens is one of his names as he goes through time. Dr. Stevens actually appears in as a cameo or as a sighting or actually part of the book in every single novel that I've written since his introduction. So those of you that follow that like the Easter eggs, pop culture references with the horror skew and psychological pain, I do find time for the good guys to win occasionally. But that's my definition of winning. That might not be yours. So, hope you check it out.
This sounds really great. A lot of information for the readers who like the type of books that you read. Can't wait for the other ones to come out. All right. Well, thank you so much for sitting down today and giving the interview.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you very much.
All right. Thank you, James.
Bye.
Take care.
Goodbye.